Welcome to Animals Everywhere. I'm Elaine, your host. Have you ever seen an elephant fly? Well, if you have, you really should contact us because we'd like to do a show on that. Now, these elephants can't fly, but they sure are living large.
The best place to experience African elephants is, of course, in Africa, which in my eyes is the most beautiful place on earth. To show us around, we ran into the best tour guide in South Africa, Myron. Not only does Myron know everything there is to know about African animals, he also knows how to survive in Africa, which is always a good thing. Not to mention the fact that he has a really cool Jeep. While we were in search for African elephants in South Africa, we saw almost every animal you can think of that inhabits Africa, like leopards, zebras, baboons, hippos, giraffes, even warthogs, which is one of the homeliest looking animals I've seen in Africa. The best place to experience Africa. Now I heard about this sanctuary for rescued elephants in South Africa that was supposed to be amazing, and it is. All the elephants here have been rescued by Greg, who's the owner of the sanctuary. And Greg has even rescued elephants from China. Now that's no little task. He also knows how to survive in Africa, which is always early in the morning, before I should be awake. The handlers get all the elephants out of their stalls, and they calmly and slowly get them together. We saw almost every animal you can think of that inhabits Africa, like leopards, zebras, baboons, hippos, giraffes, even warthogs, which is one of the homeliest looking animals I've seen in Africa. Now I heard about this sanctuary for rescued elephants in South Africa that was supposed to be amazing, and it is. All the elephants here have been rescued by Greg, who's the owner of the sanctuary. And Greg has even rescued elephants from China. Now that's no little task.
She doesn't really know what's required of her yet, but all we do is to take her with the group and she starts...
Early in the morning, before I should be awake, the handlers get all the elephants out of their stalls, and they calmly and slowly get them together.
And it goes again with the culture. In Africa, things are a bit slower. African elephants are a little bit slow in their dynamics and their ways of thinking. So there's no pressure here. In fact, in many respects, even with our people, you can keep them calm and they relax. In essence, the elephants are also relaxing.
Yeah, because you don't want to use an American, because we're just like...
Well, you don't want to use an Asian. Yeah, you don't want to use an Asian because they're even faster than you guys. So then you'll end up with these elephants with these big eyes from all the stress.
The elephants are positioned in a straight line to make it easier for them to focus on their individual handler. Each handler will stand in front of their elephant and ask the elephant by name to perform a certain task.
So there's no pressure here. In fact, in many respects, even...
Every day the elephants work with a different handler. That way they know the elephants understand what they're being asked to do.
We all enjoy learning, long as learning's fun.
The elephants are positioned in a straight line to make it easier for them to focus on their individual handler. Each handler will stand in front of their elephant and ask the elephant by name until the handler calls them by name. If they come when they're called, they get a reward. I've actually tasted every day the elephants work with a different handler. A reward. That way, the elephants understand what they're being asked to do.
You've got to release it. I suppose if you were staying at school in the morning,
and personally, if I was the handler watching an 11 to 13,000 pound elephant running towards me, I might consider a career change. African elephants are one of the largest mammals on Earth. The males weigh almost 13,000 pounds, and they can get up to 11 feet in height. The females are much smaller. They average around 7,000 pounds, and they can get up to 8.5 feet tall. That's still a really big mammal.
The female elephants are called cows. The male elephants are called bulls, and the babies are called calves.
I've actually tasted these treats, and yeah, not really considering them a reward, but the elephants seem to like them.
She stood there for a long time. She promised that she ran straight over.
So good.
And she must know where she goes.
And personally, if I was the handler watching an 11 to 13,000 pound elephant running towards me, I might consider a career change. African elephants are one of the largest mammals on Earth. The males weigh almost 13,000 pounds, and they can get up to 11 feet in height. The females are much smaller. They average around 7,000 pounds, and they can get up to 8.5 feet tall. That's still a really big mammal.
The female elephants are called cows. The male elephants are called bulls, and the babies are called calves.
there's a reward factor at the end of it, and we all work on rewards.
That's a brand new.
We get a salary at the end of the month.
She stood there for a long
That
time.
was nice.
Absolutely, it would always be nice, yeah. But
She
the
must know where
reality
she goes.
is
She
that
must go to the right guy.
and every day we
Has
swap
to be
guys,
Yeah,
so
has
that
to
she
be
can't say,
benefit
okay,
to
well,
both
Isaac's my guy, so that there must
And
be
the
other
reality
people.
is this.
My incentive.
What's your incentive?
That's what I ask my
Trying
boss
to
all
get
the
her to sit
time.
down. She's a bit sick.
Although these elephants do some truly funny things,
They're not being trained to do tricks. There's a good reason for these elephants to understand and to learn how to work side by side with people. For one reason or another, these elephants can't be released back into the
No
wild.
force.
And thanks to people like Greg, they'll always have a place to call home.
There's a
Unless
reward
we've got
factor
the
at the end of
ability
it,
to
and we
manage
all
that.
work on rewards. We can't
Do we
take
get
a
a
salary at the
pence?
end of the month, or
We
there's-
can,
in
because
a-
we've got the
Absolutely,
control,
it
we've got
would always be
management.
nice, yeah.
So what we do is we get the
But
mindset right and
reality
say,
is
okay, now that
that,
we've done it, we all work nicely together.
there
Let's
has
go.
to be
Let's
something.
go out
There
and
has
let's
to be
walk in the
benefit
bush
to
and
both
let's go
parties.
eat some trees and
And
push
the
over some
reality is
trees and
my
eat some grass.
incentive.
So
What's your
that's
incentive?
the
That's what I
long-term
ask my
reward. So
boss
that's
all
it.
the
So we
time.
know we're going out.
The elephants were really
Although
friendly
these
with
elephants
me, not to mention
truly funny
playful.
things,
They pushed me around like I was part of the herd. There's a good reason for these elephants to understand and to learn how to work side by side with people. For one reason or another, these elephants can't be released back into the wild.
You're
Thanks to
evil.
people like Greg, they'll always have a place
Greg
to
wanted to
call
give us a
home.
little taste
Unless
of
we've
how the
got the
handlers
ability
and
to manage
elephants
them.
work well together
can't take
by
them
taking
out
us
to
for an
kids.
elephant ride through
We
the
can,
African
because we've got
mountainside,
control,
where the
we've got
elephants get to
management
eat
now.
whatever
So
they
what we do
want.
is we get the
I don't
mindset
know if
right
you've
and say,
ever
okay, now that
mounted
we've
an
done it,
elephant,
we've all
but
worked
it's
nicely
not the
together. Let's
easiest
go.
thing
Let's
to
go
do.
out and let's walk in the
You're
bush
going
and let's go eat some
going
trees
to
and push over
Jabu?
some trees and eat some grass.
Jabu
So
straight
that's
leg.
the long-term reward. So that's it. So we know we're going out.
Pedicure
The
nails.
elephants were really friendly with me, not to mention playful. They pushed
never
me
be the
around
same
like I
again.
was part of the
And
herd.
Greg is absolutely right. After we climbed aboard, we started our adventure. As you can see, it's not that easy for my camera crew to shoot a camera riding on the back of an elephant. You're evil! The elephants move pretty slow because of their structure and their size. They can't run and jump like most animals. Although the giraffe is similar in weight, they have a different structure which enables them to run pretty fast. And talking about big flat feet, their feet may be big, but they are really cute.
Jabu?
They have 4 toenails on their
Jabu,
front
straight-
feet and
straight
3
legs.
on their back.
Pedicure nails.
If
You'll
you
never be
think
the same
mounting
again.
the elephant was difficult, try dismounting. All I have to say is, ouch. We started our adventure. Believe me when I say you don't want to go anywhere, because after this break, you're going to hear about drunk elephants, and cameraman Ed is going to do something with elephant dung that I think is outrageous because of their structure and their size.
Have you ever seen
Although
a
the
skinny
giraffe is
elephant?
similar in weight,
Neither have
they have a
I.
different
That's
structure,
because
which
they
enables
eat
them to
18
run
hours
pretty
a
fast.
day.
And
With a large
animal like the elephant comes a very large mouth. Big, but they are
Feed it
really
into her
cute.
mouth now.
They
Look at
have
that.
4
Besides
toenails
the
on their
elephant's
front feet
tusks,
and 3
they
on their
also
back.
have molars in the back of their mouth that help them chew their food. Luckily for me, they're vegetarian.
Oh, they're not meat eaters, so that's very fortunate in that.
Unfortunately,
If you
in
do it into
large
your mouth now,
numbers,
look at that.
elephants can be
Besides the
destructive to
elephant's
their
tusks,
habitat.
They also have molars in the back
They're
of their mouth that
destructive
help them
because
chew
they
their
knock
food.
down a tree or 2, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6.
Luckily for me,
Just to
they're
get to the best
vegetarian.
part, the roots.
Well, they're not meat eaters,
This
so that's
destruction
very
makes them a
fortunate.
pest to the locals. Greg takes the elephants
Even
into
though
the bush to
elephants
give
can be
them 2 hours of
destructive
what he
to their
calls
habitat,
free-feeding.
they can also
This
be
is an enrichment
helpful.
program he designed to keep
Okay,
them
let's
happy.
talk duty.
Considering
Not
most
only
of
does
them
their
are
dung help
females,
fertilize the
that's
ground,
pretty
but they
hard.
can also
Well, this is-
spread
this is-
seeds
this
to
is
make other
important for
plants.
the-
Now
generally for
here comes the
elephants'
disgusting
well-being and
part.
health.
And we can pick
And
up one
also
of
they
those.
choose now the nutrients that they actually need. So selectively they'll go over to the trees that provide them with that nutrients.
Can be Some locals to their believe that if you habitat, they can smoke also elephant be dung, it could helpful. cure your headache.
Okay,
So I
let's
decided
talk
to put
duty.
this theory
Not
to the
only
test
does their
and
dung
have
help
cameraman
fertilize the
Ed
ground, but
try
they
it.
can also spread seeds to make other plants. Now here comes the disgusting part.
And we can pick up one of those. Just hold that.
Tastes like.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Well, I guess it is.
Now that was disgusting. Cameraman
Pick it
Ed
up
is a
and you'll
real
see that
trooper.
a lot of
I'd
it
like
is
to know
actually
who first
undigested.
decided to smoke
Then you'll
elephant
see-
dung. Personally, if
Then
it
you've
was
got
me,
actually
I would
some
grab for the
mighty
aspirin
orange
first.
seeds.